Hey everyone, welcome to the Authentic Sales Attraction Secrets webinar. My name is Vanessa Simpkins, and you are joining us for the live weekly training webinar where every week I share with you tips on how to grow your business, how to break through fear, procrastination, overwhelm, and put proven systems into place to make more money doing what you love. And I'm really excited that you're here with me today because we're going to be discussing one of my absolute all-time favorite subjects, sales and authenticity, and how you can merge the two together and why you must merge the two together if you're going to be a successful business owner. So before we jump in, I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. So if you want to just pop something in the chat, something like, hey, I can hear you, or hello, and let me know that all of this kind of system works, we'll jump into the training, and I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee here. I love drinking cappuccino. I put cinnamon and honey in my coffee. All right. What you're going to discover on the webinar here today, I'm going to share with you a unique 3-step formula for attracting customers that allows you to only attract motivated prospects who know the value of what you're offering and are predisposed to trust you and buy from you, and why having a system to do this is the key to your success. I'm also going to share with you what is actually really stopping you, what's really holding you back from having the revenue and the lifestyle that you want, and how to really get into action, profitable action, the right action to grow your business. I've been teaching entrepreneurs now for over 6 years. This is my main business. This is not a hobby. I didn't put up a sign yesterday. I've been doing this for a long time, helping women entrepreneurs specifically really how to break through that income glass ceiling, break through their inner blocks about owning their value and really making sales. Because when you make sales, you have a real business instead of just a hobby, right? Until you're actually focusing on sales, you have a hobby, and hobbies can be very expensive. I'm going to talk to you today about how to finally get paid what you're worth without having to worry about price being an issue ever again, how to create irresistible and authentic offers that pull in your clients, kind of like bees to honey. And I'll show you an in-depth case study of one of my very recent clients who's been using this exact sales attraction secrets program to generate, I think she's up to $13,000 this month. It's her first month working with me. And this is really good. And you can do this, from wherever you are. Promise you will love this webinar. So I'm glad you're all joining me here. One more thing, I'm also going to share with you my book, From Bankrupt to $900 a Day. I'm going to give you guys access to the ebook version of this. This is my first book, came out 2009, 2010, and it says right here at the top, authenticity is the new currency in business today. I was talking about it then, it is still true today, and I want to share with you how infusing the power of authenticity in your business will generate for you the results you want. So stick around to the end. I'm going to show you how to get your hands on the ebook version of that. It comes with some great training as well. Okay, Tanya says, hey, I can hear you. Lisa says, hey, awesome. So nice to see you guys. I also want to encourage you to type your questions for me about sales. Really important. You got me here for about an hour. Turn off the computer. Don't multitask. If I had someone like me, when I started my business all those years ago, to just actually give me some clarity and answer, some of the real questions I had in my mind to help me make money in my business, holy smokes, what I wouldn't have done to just have somebody tell me, here, do this. So I'm really going to encourage you, to post your questions here with me in the chat. And I'm going to, kind of flip back and forth between interacting here with you live and the slides, and I'll be able to check in on those as we go. All right. So now share screen. How do I do this again? Hold on a second. Every week I'm like, how do I do this again? Okay, right. Okay, go over here. I'm telling you, it's been a really interesting learning process. Okay, Google Hangouts. There we go. Start screen share. Now we're on. All right. So today you're joining us for the Heart-Centered Sales Attraction Secrets webinar. Every week I do this. I teach women how to generate 10K in 30 days because why? Sales is so important to really the lifeblood of your business. You need to be focusing on sales. That's really what it's about. It's about marketing your services before you actually sell them and deliver them, right? Most people are like, oh, I'm just going to go take this program. I'm going to be this coach. I'm going to like help people feel good. It's like, great, but you actually need to make sales, honey. You need to have a business and not a hobby because like I said, hobby can be really expensive. And the point of my business is really to travel. I love traveling. I'm a big gypsy at heart and moved to Hawaii a few years ago. So if you want to learn about having a freedom-based business you can take anywhere with you, follow these weekly trainings. So on this webinar, you'll discover proven sales attraction systems to help you attract high-paying clients in the next 30 days, how to get massive visibility to your offers, even if you're new to business or a seasoned business owner, how to break through your visibility blocks. And let me tell you, this is probably the number one thing that I work with women on a daily basis. Fear, self-doubt, uncertainty, feeling overwhelmed at what to do, all that inner resistance. Oh yeah, that's the foundation for your success. You need to focus on that. So every week we'll cover ways to do that and really how to get clear about your message, create content that's highly engaging, positions you as an expert that people want to buy from. And today's webinar, really about how to close more sales by being heart-centered and authentic, not some hypey kind of crap used car salesman approach that a lot of business owners are still teaching today. And it really just turns me off, I'm sure, as much as it turns you off too. We're going to be talking about doing emotional detox and moving through fear. So I've been saying authenticity is the new currency in business today. It was yesterday, it was last year. It is moving and sweeping corporate. It's changing the speaking industry in radical ways. And if you've got to show up and be somebody other than you in your business, there is a real problem there. And I think one of the things that people tell me on a consistent basis, I hear every week when I'm having conversations with women, is that they say, Vanessa, I just want to be like you. I want to be free and just tell it like it is. They love it. So be you, because you is enough. And, sometimes what you're most afraid of doing is the very thing that will set you free. I know that entrepreneurs, when dealing with sales, is one of the things that scares the absolute shit out of them because it touches so many parts. And I'm going to get into that here in a moment, but it's the number one thing you need to focus on. So if you're taking notes, write that down. Number one thing to focus on is sales, generating sales. So quickly, a little bit about me before we get started. I am an author. It's my first book. It's called From Bankrupt to $900 a Day, Selling Mops. True story. I used to be this woman who did live product demonstrations in stores before I got started as an expert helping women entrepreneurs with sales. But I'm an international best-selling author. I've been featured on Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC television stations for my latest book, came out in October. I'm a speaker, coach, trainer, mentor. I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs really around the world skyrocket their confidence and cash flow, help them with sales. I've been featured in today's Businesswoman magazine, Motivated magazine, spoken on a TED stage for success in Montreal several years ago. I've done workshops all around the world, Costa Rica, USA, Canada, made my first 6 figures using these exact, really simple systems I'm about to show you today. And I'm known for helping spiritual entrepreneurs break through fear and rock their sales with confidence and cash flow. So this is my latest book. I'm really right now so blessed to be able to work with women's empowerment leaders. That is most of my client base. Very spiritual women who are tired of this like weirdo kind of fakey ass marketing out there. And they're like, I just want to be me and really be aligned and make money and answer that call, that knock, knock, knock in their hearts. And I show them real systems, for sales success. And I help them, in my 10K and 30-day program. But I also help them break through fear and, get into speaking. And so, everything I learn, I share with my clients, and this is my latest book, Take Your Power Back Now. It's a story about, my wake up story. So for many years, I was in a kind of emotionally abusive relationship turned physically abusive once. And, my ex-boyfriend threw me across a hotel room in a drunken rage, and I woke, opened my eyes, and I was 2 inches away from a glass vase. And I thought, holy shit, 2 more inches and he could have killed me or severely given me brain damage or something I didn't even want to think about. It was too scary. And I escaped from the hotel room and I went down in the taxi and I was like, holy shit, God, why is this happening to me? And, it's like one of those moments where like, boom, this like booming voice in your brain. It actually happened to me. And the answer was, so you can help women not fall into the same patterns. And then I started, crying hysterically, because for years I was this woman, kind of like the ShamWow girl, in stores, driving around Canada, doing these live product demonstrations, selling mops and lint removers. And I had made a good living out of that. Actually, I was making $1,000 a day selling mops, but it was not my purpose. It was not my passion, and I knew that, and I knew there was more to life than that. And I just, for the life of me, I couldn't break through, and I couldn't sell my own shit. I was like, man, what the hell is wrong with me here? I can sell the shit out of this mop. I can't even sell my own services. That was so annoying. And so I was pleading with God. I'm like, God, please, show me what am I supposed to do? Like, I'll do it. I surrender. What's my USP? And finally the answer came. I was like, oh, hell no. You kidding me? I do not want to run around sharing that shameful story in the world. Well, that story turned into a #1 best-selling book, and it's taken me into an amazing career, really fulfilling, passionate career, helping women overcome the inner blocks, to really owning their value, to really, taking that inner knock, that calling, their purpose, and turn it into a profitable business, not a hobby, a business. So yes, I'm a spiritual business coach, and I love helping women because, one of the reasons that really drives me is that, women stay in crappy relationships and they stay in crappy jobs because of fear. So that's a little bit about me. Now I live in Southern California, and I love what I do, but it wasn't always like that. I came from humble beginnings. Let me tell you what, driving around the country for 4 years selling mops was not fun, but there's my story. I moved to Hawaii in 2013, was known as a bikini business coach, and I'm wearing actually a bikini today. I love Kauai. It's the most spiritual, amazing, gorgeous, fantastic place in the world. And I've led women's retreats on there. Phenomenal women. And here in Southern California, I also run women's masterminds. I've spoken on TED Stage. That's another speaking event. Love speaking, love sharing my message. So my boyfriend Alex and his amazing kids went to Kauai this summer and did a really just amazing trip out there to my favorite place in the world, Kalalau, a very spiritual, magical vortex. And I've been doing this for a while. I was really blessed to meet Wayne Dyer many years ago. I have been helping women professionally. This is my full-time business. I don't have a job on the side and just, put up my shtick. I've been doing this for, professionally 10 years, 6 years, helping other women understand sales and spirituality and merging the two. This is more recently with Jack Canfield. And my dad is really the guy who lit the fire under my ass to start my business. He was an artist, and he said, kiddo, just follow, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. And he was an artist his entire life. He just painted God. He went out to nature and painted, what he was inspired by. And, he really inspired me to go after and live my dream. And it was confusing for me for a long time. I was like, shit, Dad, I like to do a lot of things. I like to speak, I like to dance, I like to inspire people. How the hell am I going to put it all together? Well, it's finally all come together. And cheers to you, Daddy. He passed away in 2007, and that was actually what really lit my fire into my ass to stop practicing for my public speaking career and get it started. So here we go. Let us jump right into the training. I want to show you how to get out of your own way so you can own your value and rock your sales. So what is sales really all about? What is it really all about? It's really all about transformation. And you know what? There is no transformation that happens with your clients until the sale is made. Right? That is the way it works. It's not about selling somebody something that they don't need. It's really about serving. And if you have a recipe that is going to help them, let's say you have a recipe to cure cancer, well, you withholding that from your clients is actually a real disservice. And in my opinion, it's like spitting on God. It's like saying, I don't want the gift. And trust me, I've been there too. I've been hiding, I hid out for about 5 years before I actually wrote that second book, because I didn't like that idea that was my purpose. That was the story I was meant to share. And since I've shared it, holy smokes, it's been something extraordinary. So sales is really all about transformation. If you can turn it around and stop making it about you and make it about serving other people, it will help you with your conversations. It will help you with your sales calls. Here really quickly is one of my most recent clients who's been through my 10K and 30-day program. She says, Vanessa's program is the real deal. My first month I closed just over 11,000 in sales. I could change that because I think she's up to 13,000 now, and the month is not over yet. And she's really been using these simple systems that I am going to show you here today. I'm going to show you exactly what Jenik did to generate those sales. So visibility in your business means everything. You know, it's not about taking another course. It's not about, you know, and this is what most entrepreneurs do. I'll just take another course. I'll just get really good. And then people will find out what I'm doing. And no, that's actually not it at all. You must be visible in the marketplace, either physically or online, and make offers to people who can say yes. That is what your business is all about. You need to spend more time marketing your business and being visible right now than anything, because visibility comes before sales. Marketing comes before sales. So be visible. And I'm going to share with you 2 ways that you can do that very inexpensively. If you're a newbie, if you're a seasoned entrepreneur, you're going to love this. 5 minutes to attracting high-paying clients using your iPhone, creating simple, powerful, effective, highly engaging videos to attract more high-paying clients. Yep. I call this the 30-day video challenge. And this is what Jenik did when she started with me. She sold, I think, a few people into her Bali retreat within, I think, 7 or 8 days. I think she closed like $7,000 or $8,000 doing these little videos with your iPhone. Really simple. You take your iPhone, you do kind of a selfie picture, you hit the record button, you start talking for about 3 minutes, and you post it directly onto Facebook. Directly onto Facebook, there's a little button there that says, you know, post to YouTube. We'll post it to Facebook. It'll show up really big in the screen. And people are on there. They're looking for inspiration. And I can tell you what, it will create massive visibility for you. You create great content, it positions you as an expert, and people will connect with you and say, hey, I saw your video. I want to know more about you. How can we work together? Boom. Get on the phone with them. You have a sales call. Done deal. Very authentic. Video is the next best thing to speaking. People get to see you, they get to know you, they get to know your personality, and they just love it. You don't need a teleprompter. You don't need a freaking expensive microphone. You don't need any of that shit. All you need to do is be consistent for 30 days. And let me tell you what, it will break through every single one of your inner blocks. Am I good enough? I'm not an expert yet. I don't know what they want to talk about. Rah, 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 rah. Because people will love it. They've never seen this before from you. They will comment, they will share your pictures, share your videos, and you can ask them, you know, hey, if you like this, share it. Hey, guess what? I'm opening up space my coaching calendar. You know, send me a private message if you want to know more. Very, very easy and effective way for you to get massive visibility. People on Facebook are looking for you. They're looking for your inspiration, so start making them offers and start being visible. Next way, so there's 2 ways I'm going to share with you to be visible. It's using speaking. Holy smokes, did speaking transform my life. So I went bankrupt. My first book is called From Bankrupt to $900 a Day. I started so many businesses when I was younger. I had an art business sharing my family's artwork, t-shirts and things like that. And man, I did not make enough money. I went in a ton of debt, and I realized, okay, I need to learn how to actually generate sales. And I got involved with a network marketing company. And one of the things that I learned through that is that I was really good on stage, and I'd get up there and do the shows and close half the room. The problem was I was trying to make, you know, $10,000 a month selling $20 fucking face creams, which doesn't happen. Not unless you get some, you know, a ton of a team behind you doing that. And I really, great place to practice and understand entrepreneurship, but ultimately not a great place to generate, you know, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month incomes quickly like you can with coaching or consulting. So I, got into the law of attraction, attracted this job selling mops and lint removers, and really started selling one-to-many, which is what speaking allows you to do. And now I coach my clients on how to do the exact same thing. I took the mop recipe and I put it, I changed it, and I use it now to teach coaches, healers, consultants how to sell their services, premium services from the stage. So number one, you gotta have the right mindset. You host one event, you have one offer, one sales call, and it leads to a high ticket sale. All right, so we're gonna take a look at exactly each piece of this and how it works. But this is the exact same sales attraction system I use and my clients use to create expert status, create buzz, visibility, make offers, and attract high-paying clients. And you don't need to be a guru. You don't need a fancy pants list. You don't need anything. You just have to be willing to do it. So here are the numbers of my very first workshop. It was a total flop. I still made $4,000. I had a meetup group organizer invite me to do a talk on the law of attraction. let me tell you the truth. I'm going to actually escape here and just come into, I'm going to stop screen sharing and just tell you the story. And if you're joining me here, Jeannie, good training, but I don't think it's live yet. If you guys are not seeing the screen, just hit refresh sometimes in your browser. If you're not seeing me or seeing the slides, just hit refresh and you'll be able to see those. Sometimes the browser goes funny. So people are saying visuals are not showing up well. Looks like I see your screens with the webinar page. I'm not seeing your slides. Lisa says I have some, because I'm going to answer some questions because there's a bunch of questions here and I love this. And then I'm going to get into the truth about that story, about how I actually procrastinated for 6 months before I did my first speaking event. But Lisa says, question, I've had a past experience at the end of the year approaches sales or slow down. Is that true for you? And how can we make end of year profitable, as in people are buying tangible gifts, holidays? Oh my gosh, great question. I actually experienced the exact opposite. At the end of the year, sales for me pick up because people realize, holy smokes, I haven't done anything with my business and I'm here now and I'm not where I want to be and I got to do something different about it. So my advice to you would be to do a spin on that. And the other piece of advice I would give you is to actually do a lot more consistency in your marketing. So I do a live webinar every week. I do 30 days of videos. One of them goes up to my list every Thursday. There is consistency and consistency and consistency. And as you do that, people will keep you top of mind, and one of your offers or one of your holiday promotions will jump up when it is the right time, and they will go ahead and hire you. So again, a lot of people are saying they're not seeing the webinars. Wendy's like, you look great, awesome. Just go ahead and click visual is now better and it's live. Of course it's live. It's live every week and it's going to be recorded as well. So just go ahead and click the refresh button if you see it's weird or if the slides are weird. Sometimes that can happen. I'm going to put a little sticky note as well for you guys. Hit refresh on the browser if you can't see the slides. All right. Display sticky note. Okay, so I love you guys, and I'm going to jump back in. Keep asking me your questions. All right. Keep asking me your questions, and I'm going to jump back in, and hopefully you guys can see me again. I'm going to do it quickly. Google Hangout. Start screen share. Oh, I think that's what happened. I forgot to say present to everyone. You are screen sharing and presenting to everyone. Sorry guys, my fault. Okay, we're back now. Numbers. Okay, so here's the numbers on my first workshop ever. It was a flop. I still made $4,000. All right. So I was invited by this guy to do a workshop talk to a law of attraction meetup group, and this is when I had my book was out. I was still selling mops, and I put the guy on hold for 6 months. Okay, but he got 27 people in the yoga studio. We charged him $24 a pop. I did a 2.5 hour workshop training on the law of attraction. The meetup organizer kept all the front door profits. So here's something you want to avoid. You're not going to make money at the front end. You can speak for free. As a matter of fact, I do often if it's a right audience. Okay. So you're not making money in the front end. It's a big mistake entrepreneurs make. They try and charge like $100, $200 for a 2 hour workshop or something. Don't do that. Make it a low barrier to entry. People don't know who you are. You've got to have a lot of online material in order to take people through the warming up process before they'll put $100, $200, $1,000 on an event. So you make your money on the back end. All right. So I made an offer at the workshop for $300, which was a mistake. I recommend that you make an offer of $97. Okay, easy, low barrier to entry to work with you for a breakthrough session. You can sell your books. And so I brought books with me. 10 people bought my book at $200. One person bought my $300 offer, which was amazing. But that same lady went ahead and purchased a coaching package with me for $3,600. So, total flop, still made $4,100. Speaking works. Now I've perfected the system. Every time I speak, I make I rarely make less than $25,000 from a speaking event, and there needs to be maybe 15 people in the room. All right. You do not have to be Tony Robbins, and I want to show you exactly how it works. So 15 to 20 people, small workshops. You get other people to fill the room for you. charge a small, low barrier to entry, $20 to $25. Do not, I'm gonna repeat, do not reinvent the wheel, all right? You wanna know how people are making, $20,000, $30,000 a month, $13,000 in 30 days? They're following the system because it works. So you make a $97 offer at the end. It's for today only. And this is really important. It's only for the people who show up live. Why? Because people, they don't really, jump unless they feel like they're gonna lose out on something. So make it just for today. And then in that, in that breakthrough session call, you can sell them into one of your higher end programs. So let's just say you get out there and you did 2 small speaking events per month and you totally bomb and you suck at it, okay? That's still $8,000 a month. Now, for a lot of people, when I mention, yeah, I help you make $10,000 a month, they fall on the floor and they're like, if you can help me make $5,000 a month, that would be great. Some people are like, well, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'd like to make it consistently. Awesome. I'm showing you just one method here, all right? $8,000 a month times 10 months if you take 2 months off for vacation. It's $80,000 a year just by infusing this one sales attraction system. If you suck at it, okay? Suck at it. And I guarantee if you follow my system, you will not suck at it. So your income is based on the number of offers you make to people who can say yes. That equals your income. All right, the number of offers made to people who can say yes equals your income. It's not a hard recipe here. It's very simple. So I want to talk to you about why authenticity is the new currency in business today. Holy smokes. You got to tell stories and make offers. You got to tell people, they're going to learn so much about you and where you were at. And that's really all you need to do. You got to be willing to, I call it share your shit, share your story of the lowest point in your life and how you overcame that. And that gives people a lot of inspiration. It shows them that, hey, if she did it, then I can do it too. But then you got to make an offer. So, we talked about what are the 3 keys to attracting clients. Step number 1 was being visible. And I showed you 2 ways to do that. Step number 2, tell your story, make offers. Okay, so how does that work? All right. Do I have a story for you? I have a ton of stories for you. So one of the reasons why people don't share their stories is because they don't believe that they're an expert. They don't. So they don't think that they have, they don't think that they're good enough, or they don't think that they're ready enough. And I'm telling you, you just have to decide to be the expert and just make the decision and do it. So there's a story that helped me, decide to be an expert. And it's a story of John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. He got into transcendental meditation when he was really young. And he followed the Maharishi. And, he went over there. I'm going to tell you the story live. He went over to visit the Maharishi, and he's like, I'm going to invest all my money. I'm going to fly across the country to see this guy do his events. And so he's like in his 20s, saved up all his money, shows up there, but he didn't have a ticket. And he's like, oh my God, surely they're going to let me in. So he goes to the front door. They're like, are you kidding me, kid? Get the heck out of here. You got to have a ticket. So he's all dejected. He's like, oh my God, life savings, I just got a ticket all the way over to the West Coast and shit, I'm not allowed in. So he goes to the back of there's a big church where the Maharishi was presenting, and he sees the Maharishi there with his entourage, and he's like, snuck right in as one of the entourage. Nobody questioned him, and John Gray ended up being the personal assistant for the Maharishi. Now, why do I tell you that story? Because he just decided, you know what, I'm going to be the expert. I'm going to be part of the entourage. Nobody questioned him. He became the personal assistant of the Maharishi. So my invitation to you, if you're not sharing your story, either using video or on stages using speaking, being visible, you need to just decide to be the expert and get over it. Okay, people need you. You would not have this calling to do what you do. You would not be meant to do it if you didn't have this calling. You'd have a calling to be a nurse or a carpenter or a garbage man or something else. There's nothing wrong with any of those careers, all right? But if you didn't have that knocking in your heart to do it, you'd have a knocking to do something else. So you may as well just answer the call and say yes to it and watch your life magically unfold. All right, so I got a few more questions in here. Jeannie's like, we would rather see you. Okay. Wow, you're a freaking magician. You make it so simple. I love you. Awesome. Hey, Natalie, nice to see you too. Wendy looks great. Okay. How often are you on social media? I've seen a lot of coaches and consultants spending a ton of time on social media. What is your thought on this? It's a great question. How do you find speaking venues? Another great question. So I've actually used social media to find speaking venues. So I created a great image using canva.com. And I created it when I was living in Hawaii. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a speaking tour on the West Coast for 100 days. I love these challenges. 100-day video challenge. That's how I started my business back in 2005 or 6, I think. I launched my website then. 100-day law of attraction video challenge. I'm going to make $20,000 a month. I'm going to blast across Canada and, you know, sell all these mops, and boom, you know, I recorded my way. You can still find those videos on YouTube. So I love video, and I use social media to ask people, hey, who do you know on the West Coast that would, you know, be a good fit to have me speak? And I had a whole ton of people answer, comment. So you can use social media for that. Create a good looking image of you, use a face shot, go to Canva, canva.com. They got free templates there. It's really amazing. I'm going to type it in here for you guys. Great resource if you're not using it. I love it. Sharon says, Vanessa, your face is not showing on the screen. Your manager's screen is showing. Hey, hit refresh, because it should be showing my face. Most people can see me on a little camera, green lights on, so I know it's looking at me. Just hit refresh. Sometimes, you know, it can be weird. So how often do I use social media? You know, once a day is good on your fan page. I like to do a video a day, post something, you know, once every day is good enough. Good enough is good enough. So let's keep going and keep asking me questions, guys. I love the questions here. I'm gonna, you know, go back here into the screen share and jump back into the screens, the slides. So become the expert. Now I want to talk to you about how to craft your story, because a lot of people are telling me, I don't know how to, like, what do you say when you get on stages? Number one, so I want to talk to you about positioning. You know, start with a high point of your story. So if you notice, I started by talking about my book. So, you know, start your story with a high point. And I was talking with John Block yesterday of Speaker Venture about this. Number two, talk about the lowest point. The question, you know, where you question, like, gosh, am I really meant to do this? Like, you know, for me, that was, you know, spending, you know, months, you know, years driving around to stores thinking, you know, there's got to be more to life than selling mops, and it's got to be more to life than this, right? So what was your really low point? And then number three, your turning point. How did you figure it out? How did you figure it out? How did you find your way out of your mess? And then four, you know, what was the next high point? Now this is what I do. So you can start every single, you know, every single one of your stories when you speak, or when you know, when you're going to talk about a story in a video, you can follow this formula. Really, really simple. Okay, so remember, first step was be visible. Second step, tell your story. Okay, make offers. A third step is to own it. Own it. Gosh, this is the most important part. You know, women suck at sales because they're terrible at bragging. You know, there's a whole different story actually selling yourself versus selling products. It's a completely different story because you're selling your own value. You really need to own it. And women classically suffer from low self-esteem, low confidence, and they don't have any system, and they just start winging it, and it doesn't work. Okay, this is why women struggle with sales. Men tend to have a little bit more ease because they brag. They're natural inborn braggers. They're like, that's what they do with other guys. They compete and they brag. Women do not do that. We're like, you're kidding me? But this is what people actually buy. All right, you got to be the expert. Because people, what they actually buy is your confidence. So if you don't have confidence, guess what? You're going to suck at sales. So this is why I'm so passionate about teaching women confidence and cash flow strategies. And I told you my story about how I, you know, broke through my own resistance about being the expert. And, you know, it took me 6 months to finally say yes to this guy to speak. And then boom, you know, everything opened up out of there. One of my clients, here's another case study for you. Lisa Cattell came to see me. In her first 30 days, she signed $37,000 in sales. And it was because she decided to really own her expertise. She's a leadership trainer in the UK. And, you know, she was talking to the wrong people. She was kind of banging her head against the wall, talking with I guess it was just, you know, she was not talking to the president of the company. And I said, listen, you're talking to the wrong person. Who makes the final sales decision? And she's like, well, this person. I said, well, that's who you got to talk to. And, you know, this is, you know, let's structure your offer. So she was really feeling unmotivated to business, and boom, you know, got some guidance and closed $37,000 in sales in her first 30 days. So this is what's possible for you when you own your expertise and really focus on sales. You know, people think that $10,000 is a lot of money. Actually, no, it's not. Elisa was another one of my very first clients that I had. She was an amazing, amazing woman to work with, a women's empowerment leader. She made over $3,000 within 5 days. And she was worried that her audience would just think she was a fake or a fraud if she made them an offer. And I think a lot of women struggle with this, you know, owning our value. And actually, you know, these women were just dying to learn more from her at a higher level. And we created an online course moving forward using the same irresistible offer system that I'm going to share with you here in a moment. And she filled a program with 140 people at $300, and she made 40-something thousand dollars. So, you know, this is how I really started in business, was helping women with sales. And I became very good at that again from my mop job. So how do you create an irresistible offer anyway? You know, what does this look like? A lot of people ask me this question. So you want to give massive value, whether you're speaking or whether you're doing a video. You want to tell your story so people understand that you're just not some like, hey, you know, they don't get your struggle. And we talked about that. And then you want to offer a $97 breakthrough session, or you want to just offer a strategy session. Okay. I like to offer, when I speak, a $97 strategy session, because it tells me that, you know, you're serious about investing some money. And if you're serious, everyone's got $100, you know. So if you're serious about investing $100, you're going to seriously, you know, want to have it kind of like a taste test, work with me, and then move forward on from there. So, or you can offer just a free strategy session. And what you want to do is create, you know, have bonuses and limiters. So when I speak, I offer people a copy of my book, From Bankrupt to $900 a Day. It's got $500 worth of really cool bonuses, and it does. It's got video bonuses, expert interviews with Brad Yates on emotional freedom technique, tapping through limitations like it's a shitty economy, there's no money out there to be made, who am I? Interview with Joe Vitale from The Secret. It's got, you know, videos on scripting and how I, you know, reprogram my mind, how to break through fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of success, you know, how to use the law of attraction in business. All of that comes with my book. So when I go out and speak on stages, I tell you, hey, you know, you get a breakthrough session with me today. It's an hour long, and you know, we can work on whatever you want to. If it's, you know, limiting beliefs, if it's mindset, you know, if it's a system for marketing and selling, we can do that. We can get clear on your packages, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to give you a copy of my book, you know, From Bankrupt to $900 a Day. It comes with $500 worth of bonuses. And I'm going to give you these expert interview series that I did, my Transformational Breakthrough Summit. Sell them for $128. The book, you know, $500. It's $1,000 an hour for my coaching consulting. So, you know, it's a total of like $1,800. Today, it's just $97. It's just for today. So, you know, I want to work with action takers, and, you know, if that's you, great. So make sure that you have a bonus. So you're stacking the bonuses and you're telling people what they're worth, and you have a limiter, meaning, you know, there's either a time limit, there's a number limit, or it's just for today. And don't be afraid to tell people that. Don't be afraid to tell people, and to tell it to them slowly and look at them in the eyes and you know, explain to them. Because if you're doing a speaking event and you've just been there for, you know, even if it's 15 minutes or a half an hour or an hour or 2 hours, and you drove all over God's creation to get there, you've taken your time, and now it's time for you to get paid. You know, don't discount yourself. Don't discredit yourself. Don't overlook that. All right. So let's talk about what's really stopping you. What's really holding you back from having the revenue and the lifestyle that you really want from your business? I can tell you what it's called: fear or anxiety, procrastination, self-doubt, worry, disapproving of yourself, resistance, the inner critic, right? All that self-sabotage. Does any of this sound familiar to you guys? Guilt, maybe you're giving your power away to what other people think of you, others' opinions of you. I'm not ready yet. I got to take another course. You're comparing yourself to everyone else out there instead of just focusing on what you know you do well. All these weirdo emotions, right? Fear, 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 fear. This is what is really stopping you. I don't care, you know, who you are. Really, I mean, I was guilty of this. You know, I spent maybe $100,000 in my business before it ever turned a profit. I was, I had the classic hobby business. And I was so persistent. I was like, I'm going to figure this shit out, man. If it kills me, I'm going to figure this shit out. And I did. I did figure it out. I interviewed a bunch of people on inner blocks and resistance. And my hobby coaching business went from $600 a month to $15,000 a month. And I never looked back. I moved to Hawaii, I moved to Costa Rica for the winter. I moved to Hawaii. And now I live here in Southern California. So you can do the same thing. But don't kid yourself about buying another program when, they just sit on the shelf, right? You got to be able to take action on the things that you learn. That's what's going to generate for you the results that you want. And that's certainly true for heart-centered entrepreneurs. So I'm going to pop in here live again and see if there are any questions. And I keep hearing people saying, this screen sharing thing is so bad. But I'm going to put it here just live then. Lisa says, see your face. Screen share is bad. We're not seeing what you think we're saying. I'm sorry, you guys. If you just want to hit the refresh button, sometimes that can help. Refreshing the screen doesn't help. Okay, well, what I'm going to do then is I'm actually going to just open this and talk to you guys instead of having the screen, trying to get that screen share for you guys. So any other questions for me about sales? There was one question. Somebody says, how do you find speaking venues? There's a ton of ways. You can sign up with a speakers bureau. What I like to do is network with other speakers. So here in Orange County, I've connected with some wonderful women, and we go for drinks and talk. Yesterday I was going for lunch with a woman who's she's on board with International Coaching Federation here in Orange County. And we had lunch and she asked me about what I did. She said, love to have you come and speak to our organization. So it's really about building relationships. And what you want to do is find an association where your ideal clients are going to meetings and offer to speak to that event. And that'll open the doors for you to speak at all of the events right across the country. So that's another great way. Networking events. You can host your own events, partner up with somebody who has a list of people that are your ideal clients who'd be willing to have you come in and speak to them, because it's a win-win, right? They're offering great value by having you come in and speak to them. For some reason, my screen share is not working today, so I'm just going to use this and talk to you guys. And I'll just go through my slides so I can figure out what the heck I want to talk to you about. All right. So I want to share with you some of the ways that my clients have used speaking. One of the slides I have here is of my client Sharon Cohen. She did a speaking event. She came to see me. She had this big vision to do a one-day women's empowerment event, and holy smokes, it worked out great. She sold 140 tickets to this event, put 140 women in a room, had an amazing event in Montreal a few years ago. She's doing another one now. Totally skyrocketed her business. She got 20 clients that followed her. They kept hiring her and hiring her and hiring her. They went on a retreat with her to Costa Rica. It was an amazing event. And then she was able to, take that formula, and now people are asking her to do the event right across the country. It's called the Juicy Woman's Journey Symposium. And now she's launching her second one. She had guest speakers. She had me come in and be one of the 6 speakers that day. It was an amazing event, and she worked hard, but she learned working with me how to create an offer, and she went to all these networking events and made offers and filled the room, created her own event. So you can create your own event. You can go and speak at other people's events, which if you're starting out, I would recommend. That's the easiest one to do. Someone says, I love the lamps behind you. And isn't it cute? They're so cute. Look at these lamps in the mirror. This is here in the living room. Jeannie's like, if you're just getting started speaking, how do you get booked? Like I said, you want to offer yourself as a speaker for free. And who do you know in your local community? Who do you know that already has an audience that is your ideal audience? Who do you know? Who do you know that has an audience of your ideal clients that you can go and speak to? Think about it. Make a list of 10 people. Get on the phone. Old school. It's all about relationships. Pick it up and say, hey, love to do a workshop with you about XYZ. What do you think? What are your client? What is your community really into? Have a conversation. It's really that easy. Great questions. Lisa's like, I feel like either way, what you're sharing is much more valuable than the visual, so I'm good. Awesome. All right. So, so you know, it can be scary. I get it. And you know, the slide that I have here is really about the mindset. So do one thing every day that scares you. Do one thing every day that scares you. In the beginning, when I got started, my marketing mentor told me, you know, you got to spend 4 hours a day marketing your business, being visual, being visible in the marketplace. 4 hours a day. So what does that look like? It looks like getting on the phone, having conversations with potential joint venture partners that can host you at their events to speak. It looks like posting on social media. It looks like creating videos. It looks like doing a webinar. 4 hours a day marketing. That's your #1 priority, being visible. A lot of entrepreneurs just hide out and they're busy working on a website, working on this, and it's not generating sales. That, my friends, is called a hideout, #1. #2, it's not contributing anything to your bottom line. And I guarantee if you get out there and you start hosting, you know, workshops, you will get results. One of my clients, Karen in the UK, she was nervous like I was when I did my first workshop. This is years ago. She canceled her first one, and she went out and she manifested. Her goal was to go to Uganda, and she generated all this money for this cause. It was a nonprofit, and that was cool. And she went out and spoke in front of 300 women. She had an amazing time. Came back, did her workshop, and she, you know, she didn't cancel it. She went through with it, and she had someone buy her $97 offer, and now she's, you know, working with them. She's having sales conversations. She feels amazing. Like, she was really struggling with all of the you know, how do you know, that imposter syndrome. I think a lot of women have that. You know, that's why the emotions moving through is so important. So do one thing every day that scares the pants off of you, and prove to yourself that that fear is not real, because the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. It's never going to be easy. Let me just burst that whole bubble for you. If I'm doing my passion and my purpose, it's going to be like so much fun and easy. You know what? You're going to have to do the shit you don't want to do. Yeah, you're going to have to do shit you don't want to do, and get out of this idea that I'm just going to hire someone to do that for me, because you know what? You're going to have to pay them. And the person who's going to sell you best is you. So let's just burst that little bubble for you, and that little balloon that, you know, it should be easy. You're going to have to do things you don't like. So get used to it. It's outside your comfort zone. And, you know, the more you can practice that muscle, it's like going to a gym. You go to a gym, I work out, I swear under my breath, I don't like it. I push myself. It's not comfortable. But man, do I feel good when I get out of there. Man, do I feel good when I help somebody with their marketing and make sales, and, you know, really like, wow, own the value of what they're doing, and generate cash flow from it. Wow, does that feel good, right? Do I generally like putting slides together every week from my webinars? Not really. I'd rather be at the beach, you know, to tell you the truth. But, you know, you do things that are uncomfortable. You do things that are necessary for you to generate, you know, massive visibility, make offers, and close sales. That's a real business. So 5 reasons entrepreneurs continue to struggle about making money. #1, they don't have an identity. They don't know what their expertise is. #2, they don't know what they are selling. #3, they don't have an influential offer. It's not enticing enough. Big problem, people. I'm gonna make this program. No one wants your stupid program. Did you even test the market? Did you even ask people to find out what it is they wanted? Most of the times not, all right? Big problem I see a lot of entrepreneurs making. #4, they don't talk to enough people. They don't make enough offers. #5, they don't ask for the cash. They're not owning their value. They don't either have a system for sales. They don't know what to do. So my question is, you know, how long are you going to be spending here in survival mode? I mean, that's what happens if you don't have a system to attract leads and turn them into ideal clients. I'm going to try this screen share thing one more time. What am I going to do? Share the desktop? Let's try that. Share desktop. Present to everyone. Okay, so now you're seeing my desktop. If I go to this, now you should see this silly thing right here. How much time are you spending in survival mode? You guys should be seeing this slide. And, you know, this is really what happens when people don't have a sales attraction system. It's a very dangerous place to be in your business. It's fucking dangerous. If you don't know how to get out there, if you're not crystal clear on how to get out there, how to put yourself out there in the marketplace and generate sales, it's a very dangerous place. You know why? Because then you start to doubt yourself. Then you start to wonder, well, maybe I should go and get a job. Maybe I'm not meant to do this. Maybe I'm not cut out to do this. If you don't understand how to have sales conversations that close into cash flow, you have a big, big problem. You have a hobby and you don't have a business. And I know that that can prevent a lot of people from, feeling like they're doing the right thing. It can be a very dangerous place. So what's it costing you to not have this sales attraction system in your business? What's it costing you in terms of your peace, in terms of your lifestyle, in terms of your family's lifestyle? What's it costing you? Are you in a job that you hate, like I was for years? Perhaps I probably spent 2 years longer in that mop job than I needed to be in. What's it costing you in terms of your happiness, in terms of your fulfillment, not to have a system that generates for you consistent cash flow every single month? What is it costing you and your family? So I believe that you have a choice, right? You can show up to this webinar and you'll be like, well, that's great advice, Vanessa. I'm going to go out there and try and do it on myself. I'm going to try and take all this really juicy, nuggets of wisdom that you share with me, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. That's great. You could think, you know what? I took some notes and not do a damn thing, which is, unfortunately what a lot of people do. Or you could say, you know what, I'm really gonna do something. I'm really gonna do something much, much different. I'm really gonna make this work. I'm really gonna commit to, learning what I don't know. This is the number one thing that holds people back, is you just don't know what you don't know. And I'm gonna make a real difference in my life. I'm gonna make a real difference in other people's lives. I'm gonna make a real difference in my bank account. Because life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. So how are you creating abundance in your business? How are you creating your life? Are you sitting back and letting your emotions waft you back and forth, or are you actually taking a stand, owning your value, and getting out there and delivering it in the marketplace? One of my favorite quotes. So what if in the next 30 days, what would $10,000 the next 30 days mean for you and your business? I just want you to think about this. Close your eyes and think about, what would that mean for you? How would having $10,000 in sales in the next 30 days transform your life and business? What would you do? Would you pay off debt? Would you go on vacation? Would you reinvest in your business? Would you hire a virtual assistant? What would you do? I'm actually curious about that. So type it in the chat box. I want to hear, what would you do with an extra $10,000 in the next 30 days? And how would you like to double, quadruple your income in the next 30 to 60 days? Very serious question. I help a lot of clients skyrocket their confidence and cash flow, and it really starts by you giving yourself permission to want what you want and say yes to it. There's no outside force here. You're not a victim. You decide, yes, I believe in myself, I can do this, or no, I'm gonna just shrink back and stay small and uncomfortable and fart around until that, knock, 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 knocks me out. Hopefully you don't, wait till it does that. So I really wanna talk about how you can skyrocket your confidence and cash flow. And again, you've heard from some of my clients. You can check out my website, takeyourpowerbacknow.com. Go to the testimonials page. You'll see a ton of clients. They have all skyrocketed their confidence and cash flow. Sharon Cohen's dreams came true, hosted her one-day event, super success. Nicole started having $8,000 weeks. And it's really through doing this program. This is the best program, I believe, right now online for spiritual women entrepreneurs, because it is a combination of inner foundation, inner work, owning your value, breaking through visibility blocks, really being the expert, as well as solid systems for packaging. What are your offers? What are your price points? How are you going to sell it? What's your sales attraction system? Are you going to speak? What's your workshop talk about? Are you going to do a video challenge? If so, what's it called? What are you talking about? How do you create your website? We do all of that inside the program. This is the back end. There's a huge component on mindset. We talk about who your ideal clients are, get clear on your message, on your branding. Module 2 is all about visibility and traffic, generating leads. Number 3 is about packaging. What are you selling? Number 4 is about really understanding sales, having a sales script. How do you handle sales objections? Number 5 is about positioning. Many of my clients write books. I help them with that. Module 6 is about networking. Number 7 is about how do you really create, your website? How do you put a membership site on your site? everything that I know, everything that I use in my business that works, I share with you here in this amazing portal. All of my resources, there's bonuses, and the whole point of this program is that you have a sales attraction system that generates for you $10,000 a month every single month or more. A lot of my clients do more than that, but consistent cash flow. So that's what it's about. You also get access to my workshop Profit Secret System. I shared a few of the tips from that here with you, but it's really an entire program all on its own. You get access to that as well inside the membership site. And then we have live weekly calls, and you have one-on-one calls with me as well to help you figure this stuff out and really get clear. Clarity is power. And support you while you're growing your business. That's when my clients get results. Susanna Kennedy, another of my clients, generated $20,000 her first month. Vanessa's challenge is 10K in 30 days, but my results have been double that. Very doable when you get into action on the right priorities, when you focus on sales. That's why I'm so excited to be sharing this webinar today. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up 5 places in my calendar for serious rockstar entrepreneurs. If you're still watching this webinar and you want my help with your sales, if you want me to help you get to 10K in the next 30 days, go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready. There is an application form to fill out, and I'm gonna make 5 of these available for the next people who go ahead and take action. And this is to really explore working with me inside the 10K and 30-day program. If you're tired of banging your head against the wall, if you're really ready to turn your business into a business instead of a hobby, an expensive hobby, and you want to actually generate cash flow, and you want to get clear on your packages and clear on your offers and really fix what's not working, break through all the inner stuff, own your value, this is for you. So go ahead and take the opportunity before it's gone. Again, I'm going to open up 5 places for people here that are watching this webinar, and go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready. It is a free call, and I'm going to do it again for 5 rockstar entrepreneurs. So basically, this is going to happen in the next week or so, and I'm going to show you how to really dramatically improve your sales and attract clients. And I'm going to take my own time, and sit down with you for about half an hour. Like I said, it's normally $1,000 an hour for consulting, so consider a $500 gift to you. And I'm also going to give you access to my book before I forget. Go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/free book, and you can get access to my book, From Bankrupt to $900 a Day. I want to make sure I say that. So apply, Take Your Power Back Now /10K ready. It's absolutely free. And again, I'm doing this because I really want to help you get results, and nothing happens until you make a decision. So you just got to believe in yourself. Really, at the end of the day, you got to believe that you're on this webinar, you're still showing up, you're still taking action. If you're not getting the results you want, make a new decision. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And you got to be able to take a risk, man. That's what entrepreneurship is all about. That's what successful entrepreneurs do from the unsuccessful ones. Take, calculated risks. And of course, follow your intuition and let love guide you. It's gotten you this far. So I want to leave you with the last quote, my favorite quote in the world. Education consists not so much of knowledge, but of knowledge effectively and persistently applied. People are paid not merely for what they know, but more importantly, for what they do with what they know. From Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. So again, if you're still watching this and you'd like to get a real breakthrough in your business, go to takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready and apply there. So I'm going to jump out of here. Hopefully that slide thing worked for you guys. And Webinar Jam, where are you, you fun little Webinar Jam? Google Hangouts, there you are. Stop presenting. I see it, woohoo, oh my God, it's so awesome. Finally got to work, I think, because they give me like 3 options for the screen share, and I think I just have to choose the last one on the right. Okay, tons and tons and tons of questions. I love all you guys. I have a call that starts right now in 1 minute with one of my amazing clients, so I'm gonna let you all go. But hey, I'm gonna post right here the website to apply for strategy session with me. Take your power back now.com/10K ready. And then I'm going to say get access to my ebook for free, because I promised you guys that too. It's over here. So what I would love for you guys to do, if you enjoyed this webinar, if you found value from it, please go into the events section where I host it in Facebook and just leave a little message. I'm gonna give you guys the link to that events page. That would be so nice. It could help more people find this live weekly training. Get your questions answered. I'm gonna go to Facebook now. Where the heck is Facebook? Facebook, home. And I gotta go to the events section. Facebook, home, events. So here's the link to this event. It's called Creative Travel, Lifestyle, and Business. And if you guys have found value from today's webinar, would you please, with cherries on top, go over there and post something saying, you know, it's a great event. Thank you, Vanessa. Love it. That would be awesome. There is the event. All right, guys. Thank you for being here today. If you have any other questions for me, go ahead and register and have a time with me, chat with me, ask me your questions at takeyourpowerbacknow.com/10K ready. I love you. Rock your sales. Get out there. Make a difference in the world. You are ready. See you next week, guys. Bye.